And when I asked him,
Come on, get
all
it.
these years at Nintendo, resurrecting the video game industry. Oh my god.
I like just rolled in there.
The Power Glove is so bad. I've tested it and it's true.
Did you own one? You tested it, but did you own Power Glove?
No, but Seth did, and that was like how when I met him, I was like, this guy's awesome. Not just because he's a hilarious movie star. Yeah. You do a good Seth. Yeah, so Bill White, I asked him what was the toughest challenge at Nintendo, or like one of the toughest challenges you can think of, and I expected some sort of like, marketing thing or like dealing with the transition from 8 bits to 16 bits and Sega, and he said like going to Dustin Hoffman's home and telling him that he could not be Mario.
Scored.
I know, that was actually
Telling
good.
Dustin Hoffman.
He literally went to Dustin Hoffman.
He literally was like,
can't play Mario.
Yeah.
Dustin Hoffman could have played Mario.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That would have been amazing.
I know.
Guys, this is actually a pretty heated game.
I know.
I don't know how much more we're going to play of it, but...
Ooh.
If you say Quackshot, I'm going to murder you.
Quackshot was so bad. No. I don't want to fight.
Dude, you're good at fighting.
I know.
Did you ever
That
play
doesn't make it right
Yonoid?
to bully. The worst game I ever played.
Go for it. Look! I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just
That's a
like
good
button
question.
mashing.
Oh.
I'm playing those fight levels like I play any fight game. Dude, you're about to do some come from behind crap. Nope, never mind. You're not.
What are some of like the worst games?
Crawl in there.
I feel like it has to be a kind of popular
There's
one, not
E.T.
just. E.T. I played for the documentary so that we could film it, and I have to say that my book describes it as terrible, and that does not even begin to like do it justice. That was such a piece of crap. What was the worst game? Friday the 13th actually was. We rented that and didn't buy it, but that was like probably the worst game.
Get in there. Come on,
I
nerd.
ever played.
Nash Villain says Indiana Jones.
Well, which Indiana Jones? I remember playing on the Commodore 64. You're just going to win this fight again.
I'm just really good at fighting.
SD0 says Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, which I have
I don't know
heard
how to
is
do
terrible
this.
as
What are
well.
you hitting?
I'm hitting the second one.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you were hitting the wrong one.
I don't know what I'm hitting. I was hitting buttons. Dude, you better tie it up. You're about to do some come from behind hero crap right here. Not in my house. Not in my house. Get that nerd. Nerd!
Now, if you were to do, are there any plans for you to do another video game-based book? Or did you completely like exhaust yourself on?
I thought that I
Just
completely
satisfy you.
exhausted it when I turned it in, but I do miss it like every day.
Thank you, finally.
Well, take the puck. I keep forgetting the buttons.
Yeah, so do I.
Or do they keep changing?
I don't know.
Oh, I think I know what it
Whoa.
is.
Right.
You still have to like shoot forward.
Hello, gentlemen.
Hey.
Jennifer's going to go take care of something, so I'm going to jump in. And I'm going to tell you that my first console was a Sega Genesis.
How did you get that Sega Genesis?
Well, I had to save up
Are you ready?
for it
Whoa, what is this?
by
Dude, there's a
chores,
space game in the middle
chores
of it.
and such. And
Oh,
then I bought it myself.
Really?
Got my
I
ass
did.
blown.
What store did you buy it from? Do you remember that seminal moment?
I want to say it was
I don't know what this
Toys
is.
R Us.
There are ads inside of this.
What? What? Oh, I think it'll pop back on. It's been happening
SD0 just said, do
lately.
you remember the Simpsons video games on consoles, how disappointing they were compared to the arcade version? Absolutely.
That was that in terms
Yeah.
of disappointment, that has to be the most
I
disappointing
broke it.
game.
Yeah.
Now, it wasn't the worst, but
Remember
goddamn, like
or the first
all I
Ninja
ever wanted
Turtles
to
game where
play.
you had to throw the rope across the rooftop
That
and
might be
figure
one
out
of the
how to do it? Or how impossible it was to
Oh gosh.
holy shit, I didn't mean to do that, man.
Well, what?
We can still be
Be
friends,
good?
right? Be good. That was like
It's not
that
over,
was
it's
you
not
not
over.
watching.
Okay, we're back.
We're just at the beginning of the third period here.
So this is. I appreciate Kings and Rangers. Nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
it's about to go down the way
Do you
it's
know what
actually
the
gonna
score
go
is
down.
of the game?
No.
Or do you wanna
what is-
know?
I would
What?
like to know.
Yeah.
It's 2-1.
Who?
Rangers are up.
Okay.
Oh, so they're not gonna
They've
get swept.
been holding on.
They were up 1-0.
They have
I
been
saw.
holding on to that 1 goal lead. But yeah, I remember. I'm pretty sure it was Toys R Us
had that thing where you take the slip and then you like give it to
Yes.
them and then go
Yes.
to the back.
Yes. And I only ever had one game. I only ever owned one game. I rented all the others from the video store.
What game did you have?
Sonic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the rentals thing was another part of the book.
Yeah.
That Nintendo, in their controlling nature and belief that they should be the ones getting all the margins to ensure quality control, they sued Blockbuster and the mom and pop video chains for renting out games.
Really?
And they ended up not being allowed. They didn't really win that case, but they were able to win, or had some grounds with the copyright stuff of when Blockbuster and these places would give you the instruction booklets for the games.
Oh, damn.
Because that was Nintendo copyrighted material.
Interesting.
And so I do kind of remember as a kid renting games and not having the instructions, being like, what
Yeah.
did you do? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Or sometimes they were...
Yeah. Yeah, or eventually,
come on
or
now.
some, the ones I went to, they had instructions, but you had to sign
Come on
something that you got
my
the
God.
instructions, so you had to bring it back. And if
Wow.
you didn't bring it back, they would charge you for it. Not
The fucking student has become the master.
very disconcerting. And so,
Oh,
as
shit.
a Sega kid, did you feel like strong allegiance to them?
I
was-
didn't, but I did feel a little bit special because all my friends
you
had
stole it.
NES.
That's a bad pass.
And so I'd go over to their homes
Oh,
and
nice.
play.
Go get it, nerd.
And they were so good at it
Go get it, nerd.
that I felt special when I had this game system that
Some nerd
looked
better go
so
get it.
great. I mean, you described it really well in your book the first time.
Oh, shit.
The first time the guy walked into the room and sees the Genesis for the first time.
Like these
Damn,
adults
you just keep
Yeah.
stealing it.
who didn't always even love the games, but there was just something so
Oh,
special.
you're stealing
Yeah.
it. Like, you stole it like 4 times in a row.
I found it fascinating too that in there
Oh,
they
you
were
stole
already
it.
developing the CD. So the Dreamcast was already in the works and the Game Gear was going.
Well, the funny thing with the consoles is that the console war is happening, but they have to be so many years ahead.
Oh, yeah.
So as soon as the Super Nintendo comes out, they're working on the N64 and
Oh,
they're working on this stuff,
absolutely.
which is not surprising. But to think of it that way, as kids, we think that they just come out of the sky.
Yeah, it's true.
You fucking just pulled that.
Wow.
We have 2 minutes left.
You got 2 minutes left, and it is 5-4. Shit's getting crazy. Yeah, celebrate all you want.
Now, who is what color? Because they look like the
I'm
wrong
also-
colors.
yeah.
Are you blue and yellow?
I'm yellow, like I'm sick,
I'm blue, like the New York Rangers.
like he's angry.
But yeah, that's
So
the
you're-
Kings for whatever reason.
Yeah, so blue and yellow. I don't remember
We're
when
more
the
like the
Kings were ever
Oilers, I
that.
think.
Oh, you're the Kings.
I know. I am the Kings. Oh shit, you're good at stealing that shit.
SD0 was saying, and maybe you saw it already, that instructions were printed on the back of the case eventually.
Get away from me.
Do you remember
I mean,
that?
there's a lot of workarounds.
Yeah.
I personally don't remember that.
Get in there!
But that would make sense.
Photocopied. I got some photocopied sets of.
Photocopies.
Yeah.
Definitely was what I got every time. But that was probably because they either lost it.
Yes.
I think because the photocopying is what was illegal because they were copying the copyright.
I see.
Well done, sir.
I know.
Congratulations.
Great button mashing, Jonathan. Great button mashing.
But
I now want to-
Sega. Tom Kalinske was named the VSDA, the Video Software Dealer Association's Man of the Year in 1994, and
Okay.
that sort of what personified Sega becoming friends with these rental places. And so much of Sega's strategy in the book is, them just forming a cartel of Nintendo's enemies. And Nintendo had a lot of enemies, and it grew with each year and with each
shit.
success.
I'm sorry.
You just keep breaking
I just
this.
hit okay.
There might be something buggy with Saturn.
Oh no, never mind.
Yep.
Why can't we play no Saturn games?
No.
Should I not play Saturn games?
Don't play Saturn
It
games.
just didn't look that good. Okay.
No. Yeah.
Okay, I'll play his Dreamcast game.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll
I'll
see
play
if you
101
will.
Dalmatians. How are there this many? How are there this many?
Well, what happened? We had to do a complete reinstall, so we lost a bunch of them. And right now they are testing 85 emulators that we're going to get. So that goes all the way up through PS2.
Is there anything you want to see? Let's try Genesis and let's go to
Yeah, go
Quack. I want to try Quackshot. I want to see Quack. Or Kid Chameleon.
Do you remember?
Remember Kid Chameleon?
Love Kid Chameleon.
Kid Chameleon's a really damn good game. There's 3 ninjas.
I was actually surprised Kid Chameleon was not more successful. I mean, it was definitely a good game and it did well. But that was, to me, I felt like the
beginning of
second time with
Marquee?
with the way I felt with Sonic, where I was just like, oh, I want that. Like, I need that. I felt that way when I saw the Kid Chameleon covers of the Sega Visions.
Did you ever play Flashback? You remember Flashback?
No.
It was awesome. It was like out of this world.
It was.
Remember
Out of Its World was kind of the prequel, sort of, right?
Yeah.
I just remember I thought the graphics
Kid
were the
Chameleon, I wanted
greatest,
to be that kid on
the greatest thing I'd ever seen because he actually reached down, drew out his gun, and he held it like you would hold a gun, and
like
his
Prince of
barrel
Persia.
rolls.
Okay.
Yeah,
Where they it was
Yeah.
like Prince of Persia, where they had an actor do it, and then they scanned
it was so good.
the animation.
They
Dude,
recently did the an HD like revised version of it. That's pretty sweet.
Now there are a ton of games that are doing that kind of animation that you see at E3. There are a ton of games that were using influences. The guys who did Limbo have a new game called, I think, Enter or Further, something like that, and it was pretty damn awesome. Okay.
What is it like?
It was it looks like that fluid Prince of Persia movement.
Really?
It's awesome.
This is by the creators of Limbo.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
A nice game.
I mean, it's kind of, because there's, I think because there's such a appreciation and sort of
what's the
resurgence of the
start
retro
button?
games.
What's the
That's
start
really
button?
opened up the creative possibilities,
There you
not
go.
just what we're technologically capable
Yeah.
of,
Is
but
there a
like
start button?
it's not all about just best graphics, it's about cool graphics, and oh, that's so cool.
You have to guess the start button. Oh, there we go.
Start.
Start 2. Let's do that. Oh, you're playing Kid
Uh,
Chameleon.
So, you may have already talked about this. Sorry, I was
all good.
off doing
That's
things.
all right.
But I want to know. So, when did the book come out?
Sure. So I'll just give you a very brief history.
Yeah.
So 3.5 years ago is when I started working on the book.
Okay.
Which at the time I didn't realize I was working on the book. I honestly just wanted to read what
know
my
what I'm
book
doing.
was. And then 2 years ago is when I met with Seth
Wait,
Rogen
jump
and
on his
Evan
head?
Goldberg, and we talked about doing the documentary and the feature film. And then the book came out
What do I do? Do I jump on
4
his
weeks
head?
ago on May 13th.
So 4 weeks ago. So it's been out for 4 weeks
It
now.
has, yeah.
And how is the reception? How are you feeling about it?
I'm feeling so fantastic. This is my dream come true. I love writing, and I traded commodities for 7 years while I was supporting myself writing.
Yeah.
So, I still don't believe it. It feels surreal to see it, and the reaction for the most part has been very, very strong. I've also had my first experiences with bad reviews and people who don't
Really?
like me or the book. Yeah.
What don't they like
Now-
about this book? Because I love
now-
They don't like the dialogue.
Now, are
They
you-
They
either
don't like it?
Well, a lot
Yo.
of it-
Now, are
now
you
what do I
saving
do?
those? Are you saving those for future to like laugh at them, or
now that I'm a knight,
or did
what
you
do I
burn
do?
them?
What do I do now?
I wanted to burn them, and that was, insecurity on my part. Because
Now
as
that
I
I'm
said,
nice.
this is really the first thing I've ever written that
Yeah.
was read by people other than my parents.
Yeah.
Now that I'm a knight, what do
That I
do?
knew writing it was going to actually have some audience.
No one's listening to me. I don't know what to do now that I'm a knight.
I thought you're supposed to be some sort of like
Do I
Kid
jump on
Chameleon
his
prodigy.
I haven't played this in a ton of
Um,
years. I'll jump on that fool's head. Boom. Oh, yeah, that's all I needed to do.
The New York Times review
yeah.
was very long, and the first half of it talked about all these really cool things in the book, like the watershed moment you're talking about, and
Yeah.
how cool and cinematic it was. And it says, Console Wars sounds like it'll make one heck of a movie, but it is not one heck of a book.
Oh,
So that was a big curveball to me. I was like,
ouch.
great review, dream come true.
We got recorded by the. We got a review by the New York Times.
Now,
Yeah.
And they
will it
hated
be
it.
will it be a feature
there's
scripted,
two
or
film
will it be a
projects.
Okay,
There's
so
a
there's
documentary and a feature film.
That's excellent.
I'm co-directing the documentary with Jonah Tulis, my business partner.
Okay, cool.
Who I've been working with all these years, and we've also been struggling along, so it's nice for us to have this. And then Seth and Evan are attached to write and direct the feature, and Scott Rudin's producing it as well as
Oh, he's
they.
all heavy. So he
And
just
Scott does,
falls through
To name a few movies, The Social Network and Moneyball.
Yeah,
Scott
Yeah,
Rudin's
yeah,
a
yeah.
major.
And he has a great track record with
He's
not
small
only-
time. He's
Yes.
small potatoes.
Meeting him was one of the best parts of the whole process.
That's so cool.
Just he definitely has a legend that I didn't know, as
It's
anyone
you,
would
it's
if he
you.
lives up to.
There's really just
and
a
he
jump button.
exceeded
That's all
it.
I know. No, the middle button is jump
Okay.
button, and that's all. That's the only button I knew worked was a button. That's it.
So you've read some or all of the book?
I've started the
Oh, yeah,
audiobook.
okay.
I'm about 45 minutes into the audiobook.
And what did you expect the book to be, and how, is it aligning with your expectations? The style is narrative nonfiction,
Which I like. I like that a lot. I really like that a lot. I like the voice of the book, and
Good.
that first story that you start out with is so great. especially going to Spain and walking in. It's very cinematic, like you're saying. I saw it all walking in, and I felt it very grungy, almost like the factory where Walter White is cooking meth eventually for.
Well, that was
for
probably
Gus.
somewhat intentional because that's my favorite TV show.
Yeah, and that's what I pictured, just kind of that feel and smell, and then these cars whizzing by, and then him seeing on the phone and seeing the guys coming towards him and running. It's just very exciting.
And that conversation with Tom was when it went from me wanting to read this book or just being curious about it to wanting to write it, because he had these great human experiences that have nothing to do with video games, but then ended up having everything to do with video games.
Right, absolutely.
And I just love that. And he's a good storyteller, and also just sort of Forrest Gump-like is like appearing in all these places
That's so
these
cool.
cultural things are happening.
Yeah, so I definitely want to finish it because...
how are you enjoying the voices? The narrator did like a lot of...
He did do voices. I'll be honest, I'm not going to pull any punches. At first, I thought when he was doing the kind of strong English Japanese, it was a little bit Hispanic. Like occasionally it sounded a little Hispanic.
Well,
Just
Nakayama
slightly.
Does have a strange Japanese
Does
accent.
he?
The good thing was...
that might be it.
It's based on the book, so he shouldn't necessarily have the knowledge of what the people were actually like, but he, so maybe I described it incorrectly as some Hispanic, but he did have the luxury of watching parts of the documentary to see how these people talk, their cadence.
Oh, he did? Oh, good.
For not everyone, but for
there
the
were
main
times where it was really strong, and just a few times where it was so close, and maybe that's just because it's, foreign language, speaking English.
Yeah.
That,
You're not going to play Kid Chameleon?
Oh, I played and I lost because my joystick didn't work, so I just...
Oh, you for real?
Oh, no, it didn't?
Yeah,
I wonder if it was mapped to here.
The dinosaur just came and I tried moving and jumping.
I'm going to push your
button.
button.
He ate me. So did I ever tell you that I got to meet Nakayama?
Did you really?
Really?
Hold on,
it was pretty incredible.
There we go. Cool.
Oh, you're back.
Oh, there's a rock man.
Nakayama was the head of Sega Enterprises in Japan and the head of SOJ, and he was a very interesting, eccentric, dictatorial figure.
You're a samurai now.
And when I was in Japan shooting some...
What?
Well, that was really cool. Some short documentaries for Sega, I got an email from him saying, I heard you've been looking for me, and I'm interested in meeting. Off the record, of course. Be at your hotel at 3 o'clock, and I'll have some people come by and see if you're worthy of meeting or to vet you. And I was like, this is so cool. And so like Nakayama like that. He would be like mysterious and like
that's exactly like your story. Where he just shows up at the pool and
like
says,
he's so dramatic.
You are very hard man to find.
Yeah, he shows up at his beach.
And so he had these two guys come to my hotel.
Oh crap!
And they vetted me for half an hour, and I guess I passed the test. And then we went to Nakayama-san's home, which is at the time was the third biggest home in all of Tokyo. And I walked in, and we were gonna have tea together. And it was very pleasant. He lived up to everything I had been told in terms of the way he spoke, the psychology behind him, at least that I had been told about.
You want to try this, or
no,
should we play a quick shot up in this bit?
And we ended up spending a couple hours together. And after the first hour, I would speak in English, and he had a translator who would translate to him, and vice versa. And after the first hour, he essentially fired his translator and apologized to me for them doing such a horrendous, terrible job. And he was so embarrassed, and I thought, I didn't even notice anything. I've been getting everything out of this conversation I wanted. Right. But it was like so much like the incidents in the book and the way that he was described, where he just like wanted to show that he had the power, or that he was so perfectionist that
I was
he
hitting escape, but it was hitting start.
Castlevania was great.
Quit trying to break it. Okay. Stop.
Oh, shit. Did you ever learn Japanese to write the book?
Yes, but I forgot it all after.
Are you serious?
No. I'm terrible with languages. The only language I do is sarcasm, and I don't even do it that well.
That's an important one.
What game is this?
The best game ever.
I wanted to play it.
So where did this come from? How does this exist?
Custom made.
Yeah.
Okay, do I hit tab to go back?
No. Escape to go back. Yeah.
Let me try it.
Yeah, hit escape. There you go.
There it works.
Yeah, I fixed it.
Okay.
I'm gonna come sit over here, because then if
are the mascots a big part of the book? Absolutely. I mean, not only did each personify the different styles of Sega and Nintendo, but creating Sonic is a big part of the book, as well as bringing on Tails and changing him from his initial name to Tails. The mascots are a huge part of the book.
Now, wait, guys, is that the only Q game you have? Is Quad Challenge?
Right now,
how many Q games
we have a Quackshot on the system.
That's right.
Well, was it originally on Genesis?
Yes.
Was it on any other system?
I guess I'll have to play.
Was it on any other system?
Robotector.
Was it on any other
Robotector
system?
kind of looks tight.
I never saw this game before.
It's Europe. Protector. Probotector. You gonna probe some dudes? Probotector.
They do look like they're all holding probes.
I'm not playing Probotector.
No.
Should I play Probotector?
No, don't. Don't do it. Don't play
Psycho
Probotector.
Pinball? I was going to play Punisher.
All right, so I have a question for you guys.
Okay.
I'm playing Punisher.
I understand in the Mario world, in the Mushroom Kingdom, Mario wants to rescue the princess. Like, that's his motivation. That's his goal. Like, what is in it for Luigi?
Brotherhood?
He's like just really doing it for his brother. He's risking his life. That's so...
I think, I'll tell you what. I think he thinks that he could possibly get the girl.
I think so too.
I think he has to. He has.
If you had Daisy, you'd be going after Peach. Come on.
He has to think that.
I'd be going after Toadette.
Yeah, sorry.
That's get weird. New York.
I think he has to. I think he actually has to.
I love those screenshots of Luigi's angry stare from the Mario Kart game that I was seeing all over last week, because I always felt like deep down that's how he had to feel, either just because that's who he was or who he became from all these years of being player 2. Like,
that's why I really appreciated Year of Luigi, and all the stuff that came out.
Me too.
Hey, we can play Nick Fury.
What game is this?
Punisher.
Oh. One player.
Oh, you really? You don't want to play?
I get too distracted.
Oh, you do?
I'm not multi-talented. Multitasking?
Look at Nick Fury. Wait, why is Nick Fury white? Just kidding.
Wait, so you wanted to be Nick Fury, so you're reaching across?
No, I was gonna. Oh, come on, Nick Fury's gonna eat a pizza.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Or he's not gonna eat a pizza. Oh, there you go.
Big pizza eating scene.
You have to jump up and then you have to reach down. I'm only playing it with Blake's controller because
he's such a hog.
Because I wanted him to play with me, but then he didn't play.
So your theory on Luigi is similar, that he has to think that possibly he'll get the girl someday?
Definitely.
Maybe.
I mean, in an isolated situation, if it happened in just Mario 1, okay, I can get that. Like, I would do a lot for my brother, but to like continually do it, I feel like you reach the point of.
Well, why can't Nintendo introduce?
Oh, that's like toxic waste.
You know, Princess Nectarine, who is her cousin.
You don't like eating nectarines.
Well, that's really what I'd like to see.
Oh, he's clocking these fools.
As I've been thinking a lot while finishing the book about the current state of Nintendo and the challenges they face and where they're headed.
Yes.
I understand that Nintendo still generally makes family-friendly fare.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are those of us in our late 20s and 30s that grew up on this, and we still enjoy a great Mario game, Mario Kart. But I would like to learn a little bit more about what these people would be like in a more realistic or grounded world. I mean, basically, like, more adult themes. And I don't mean Luigi banging chicks, but, like, I don't know. I'd like to see a darker graphic novel with some of the characters, or see a show on FX that's like,
the Mario Kingdom.
Like the Mario Kart Mercedes commercial. Did you see that?
No.
It's oh man. So it's
Oh, I just threw a knife in your face.
And it was very rewarding.
Do you guys have experiences crying while playing your video games?
Swimming.
I don't think so. You?
I remember bawling when I was next door at the Kaufman's house, and Mrs. Kaufman came in and she said that we were playing too many minutes, and we said we were doing really well in Zelda, and we were like about to, we were trying to get the raft, and we thought we were going to get it, and then she just shut it off without saving, and I was bawling because how could you lose your progress? Oh, that's awesome. Yes.
Yeah, that's the one who.
I mean, that's still over the top, but that's really cool. But just that idea of like actually looking at them in the real world, and there's, I think, plenty of opportunities.
This fool.
Yeah, this is what he looks like when he steps out of the Mercedes.
That's awesome. It does look kind of like a Goomba.
Yeah.
Come on.
Eternal Champions was awesome. I liked hearing about the development of that.
This is my ass.
And another game that really got caught in the crossfire between America and Japan.
So did you grew up with Nintendo?
So I grew up with a Nintendo,
an
an 8-bit NES that my brother and I played the hell out of. In addition to Contra, my other favorite game was Bubble Bobble, which was one of the few co-op games back then.
So great.
We can play Bubble
And
Bobble.
so we loved the Nintendo so much that, of course, we wanted a Super Nintendo.
Right.
And my parents wouldn't get it for us because my dad said that they would just come out the Super Duper Nintendo and a Super Super Duper Nintendo, which I thought at the time was just him being cruel. But aside from him being kind of correct, though wrong in a lot of ways, it was, he was basically saying he didn't agree with Nintendo's business decision not to have backward compatibility.
No, he said they'll just come out with a Super Super Nintendo and then a Super Duper Nintendo.
But he just didn't.
I would buy that Super Duper Nintendo.
Like a lot of parents back then, they didn't like buying the games and starting over, and the fact that none of the 8-bit games worked on the 16-bit. And so looking back, I was thinking, wow, this business decision is actually like the reason that I got this. And a lot of details like that helped put my childhood into focus. It was like therapy.
Have you ever played Gunstar Heroes?
I have not.
Are you out of your mind? You haven't played Gunstar Heroes?
No, I'm
Gunstar
terrible.
Heroes is great. It's a classic Genesis and arcade game.
What is the game about?
All right, you just fly around and shoot stuff. I'm blown away. All these fools. That guy was just standing there. Nick Fury's taking names.
So, so we had a Genesis.
Okay.
And I always had a brother. And we loved the sports games, and I always hated the fact so much that he really was better than me. I felt like I should have older brother powers and automatically be better.
So have you beaten him since, or is he still better than you?
He's still better than me.
Wow.
And it's like,
kind of hurts.
We can't even play anymore because I would get so mad. I would throw the controller. I'd always do this thing where I would say, no, this time I won't get mad.
How do I help that guy?
Because I felt rational at the time of making this promise.
Yeah.
But then, especially in Griffey. Griffey was one of my favorite games of all time. I love the SNES one, but the 64 one, I thought, this is the game that I just want every year them to sell a new version with updated rosters, and like I'll be happy for the rest of my life. And he was so much better than me.
That's a good game. Growing up, it made me feel good that one of my sports heroes on my team was on a. So
did you grow up in Seattle?
Yeah, born and raised.
So was there any sentiment as somebody growing up in Washington that like Nintendo was Nintendo being in Redmond that like you were supposed to support them? I mean, Nintendo did own the Mariners too.
That's true. I know.
Her.
Yeah. Not really. Not really. There wasn't much. In fact, I didn't. Yeah. It may have been more so because it was still a business, right?
Yeah.
And Redmond is far enough out from Seattle that it's still not.
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily assume there would be, but I was just curious.
And they were very secretive about it. This building was not labeled big, Nintendo or anything fancy. So we'd drive by it on the freeway all the time, and I had no idea that was Nintendo.
Look, you got something on your face, and then I light them on fire.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
Nick Fury should have done this in Captain America 2.
So do you only get to be Nick Fury, or are you getting the switch?
No, you can
what is your favorite story of rage? Rage quitting with your brother?
When we were on vacation in Newport, Rhode Island, where my family went every year. And that was when I remember saying, like, Dylan, I promise, like, I won't get mad if you beat me. And thinking at the time, like,
you wouldn't get mad.
Like, I'm making a promise. I can totally deliver on this. It's just a game. Win or lose, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
But then after the game started cheating for him, which it often did, like, I got really mad. I threw the controller and I walked out of the room and locked myself out. And that was like the first moment when
Twin Galaxy.
I'm not gonna get upset. Oh my god, you're never gonna beat that guy.
By the order
what about you?
You were to be terminated.
No crying. So did you ever get really angry?
I didn't cry, but I think I just.
Are you kidding me?
I think I was more. I think I instead of rage, I tended more towards being a poor sport.
Yeah.
But masking it of like, let's do something else.
Yeah.
You know.
No, but I'm beating you. Oh, well, if this is important to you, I guess we can continue. I mean, I wasn't really trying that. I love that I wasn't really trying that hard.
Yeah,
like,
that's the worst.
Oh, I thought we were kind of just like playing for fun. I didn't realize like, okay, we're playing to win. That explains that.
I beat the guard droid.
That was a lot of points.
By order of the Kingpin.